ES Audio.
Hi, I'm John Weeks, and this is the Evening Standard's Tech and Science Daily. Coming up, Twitter takes aim at social media rival Mastodon. But first, scientists are warning the air on London's tube network is polluted with toxic metal particles small enough to enter the human bloodstream. So which stations, lines and platforms are the main offenders?
Mostly the older lines. If we look at Piccadilly, Victoria, Central, Northern District, these are the lines we mostly focused on, and all of them were equally bad.
That's study lead author Hassan Sheikh, a PhD student investigating air pollution at Cambridge University's Department of Earth Sciences. So where are these iron oxide particles coming from?
It's coming from all the brake blocks or the wheel-rail interface. So it's the abrasion against the rail of the wheels. Some of it is coming from the braking. It's coming from the components of the tube itself.
A previous study by Queen Mary University of London found exposure to tube pollution particles increased the risk of infections like pneumonia.
These ultrafine particles are so tiny that they can actually pass through the bloodstream, but we don't actually know to what extent this happens or what kind of concerns this should have, but there's more further research needed by toxicologists.
Transport for London say their own analysis shows levels of pollutants on the tubes such as iron, chromium and nickel are well below the legal limits, and they're working to improve air quality. The NSPCC is calling for regulation around virtual reality and the metaverse as a growing number of parents are worried about children's safety while using VR headsets.
There's real concern that children's safety in these spaces is not being considered, and we're not learning from what they are experiencing in technology that exists currently and when they're accessing social media platforms or games, for example.
Kate Edwards, the Associate Head in Child Safety Online at the charity, has been telling us why the dangers we can experience online are heightened through a VR headset.
There is concerns that children will be interacting with people that they don't know. Young people could be experiencing online hate, they could be experiencing bullying, and all of that will feel very, very real to them when they're immersed in that virtual environment.
She told us the tech adds an extra layer of difficulty when it comes to parents keeping an eye on what their children are looking at, and said regulation is needed through the online safety bill.
We know 15% of 5 to 10-year-olds are already using the virtual spaces, and this will increase in line with those virtual spaces increasing. Obviously, we know the metaverse is being designed, and that will come with its significant challenges for child safety.
It looks like Twitter is blocking links to Mastodon, its new rival social media platform. Some users have been flocking to Mastodon as an alternative to Twitter following Elon Musk's takeover. But users have noticed that they're unable to tweet links to the site, with a warning appearing that says the link may be unsafe when they try. Mastodon's official Twitter account was also suspended on Thursday, shortly after it tweeted a link to the jet tracking account we told you about yesterday, which was also taken off the platform for sharing location data on Elon's private plane. Figures show livestock farms in England polluted rivers 300 times last year, leading to 20 major incidents. Slurry, which is a mix of cow manure and water, is stored by farmers and spread as fertiliser, but it can spill into nearby rivers by either leaking from badly maintained containers or by runoff from fields due to heavy rain. In 2021, only 6 farms were prosecuted for polluting rivers, and the Environment Agency said it is working constructively with farmers to reduce water pollution. Figures from the agency show more than half of inspections last year found farmers were breaking the regulations around slurry storage. The UK government is putting £1 million into a project by Virgin Airways to carry out the first transatlantic net zero flight. They plan to do it using sustainable aviation fuel, which is largely made from forestry or agricultural waste. A Boeing 787 will travel from London to New York powered by eco-fuels that can reduce carbon emissions by about 70%. The government said the remaining 30% will be offset through an investment in carbon removal technology, so the flight can achieve net zero status. Coming up, the secrets to long life revealed, and exciting news for noughties gamers. Why not hit follow and give us a rating during the break? Welcome back. The not-so-secret ingredients to living as long as possible have been revealed in a study by the University of Toronto and Institute of Life Course and Aging. Their research describes optimal aging as having as few as possible memory and mental health problems, a lack of pain, and good social support. From over 7,500 study participants aged 60 plus, 70% were classed as having an excellent state of cognitive, physical, and emotional health. But how? Well, never having smoked certainly helps, along with maintaining a healthy weight, getting a good night's sleep, moderate physical activity, as well as having a reasonable income. Now, Dell has shown off its latest innovation, a modular laptop that can be dismantled in under 30 seconds. Last year, the tech firm showed off the concept called Luna, and has now actually made the laptop itself. It has no screws and completely dismantles into its key components, including the screen, keyboard, and processor, using just a push pin tool. The idea behind it is to be more sustainable and improve repairability, but there's no news yet on when we might see the Luna laptop on the shelves. And finally, huge news for noughties gamers. Unreal Tournament 3 is coming back to PC for free. The original game launched back in 2007, but it's now coming back under the new name Unreal Tournament 3X.
Unstoppable.
It'll be free to download from Steam, has no in-game purchases, and the new listing claims it will be the same as it was 15 years ago. You are up to date. Come back at 4 o'clock for the Leader podcast for the latest news and analysis from the Evening Standard. We'll be back on Monday afternoon at 1 o'clock. Catch you then.